All right, who's ready for a Friday night Texas barbecue scandal? This right here, this is a little personal, and I'm really surprised at what I learned. But first, let's get to the food. These sausages right here, which you just saw grilling. What are they? These are by a brand called Rancher's Premium Smokehouse, and these are brisket burnt ends. Now, what does a burnt end mean? Doesn't sound real appealing, right? Well, it's actually one of my favorite styles of barbecue. It's the pieces that are cut off of the ends that have received the most smoke treatment, therefore becoming charred. Now, down there in Texas, it's typically beef brisket. However, this contains beef and pork smoked sausage. Now, let's take a look at the back of the package here. Uh, the ingredients are quite extensive. The primary ingredient is pork, but what I want you to look at is down at the bottom where it says distributed by Dickie's Retail Company on Eastover Circle in Mesquite, Texas. That's unfortunately going to be very important. Now, I pan sauteed these uh, in a very well seasoned steel skillet. Uh, when I started out, there wasn't a whole lot of fat coming out, so I added some olive oil and got them nice and sizzling, as you saw in that short video. All right, now let's take a look at the company, Dickies. All right, Dickies is a barbecue chain which I have gone into before. Down in Texas, it actually had a nickname by locals calling it the McDonald's of barbecue. Now, this picture here shows a location that was probably owned by a franchisee that wasn't paying very much attention to their business because, as you can see, this is after dark and the Dickies sign isn't even lit up, even though the open sign is. So this picture would have been sometime after a time change where the owner had no interest to or never even bothered to change the timer for the new daylight savings time or lack thereof in order to light the sign on their very restaurant. I don't know where that's at, but I'm almost sure that's out of business by now. Okay, if you take a look at the inside of these chains, you will see that there is wood on display. Now, the interesting thing about these chains, and I did enjoy going to them, is that you would never see smoke coming out of the building. And that's a red flag when it comes to Texas barbecue. Here's a plate of Dickie's right here, showing the jalapeno smoked sausage, chopped brisket. Up at the top, you'll have deep fried okra. Then you'll have the beans, barbecue sauce, macaroni and cheese, and their biscuits were really good. Down at the lower left, it's a little glimpse of ribs. All of the food here was good. I never had a complaint with it. This picture here shows up at the top left is a piece of Texas toast. And then, of course, you have the beans, the macaroni and cheese, and then, of course, pickles and sliced fresh white onions. Then you'll have pulled pork, and then, of course, the jalapeno sausage again. And then another food picture, a little bit of food porn, the little heart-shaped white onion, dill pickle spears, or dill pickle slices. And up at the top, it looks like beans, and then green beans, which had bacon in them. Those were good. And of course, coleslaw, and their bread was really was really nice as well. I kind of miss Dickies. Ours went out of business just, I'd say, 3 or 4 years ago. And then the pandemic hit. I don't think that's what killed it. And then another barbecue place moved in, and that one went out. That was a local. And then, of course, at some time during the end, they were offering free delivery. Here you will see the chicken breast, which was excellent. You will see their slogan of no BS, which means no bad stuff. But unfortunately today, I'm going to reveal some bad stuff. Okay, here's another picture. The highlight to me of this is the sliced brisket down at the bottom, mac and cheese moving up, green beans with bacon, and then to the top left of that plate above the sliced white onion is going to be the sliced chicken breast. Moving up to the platter above it, you'll see the coleslaw, the pulled chicken, and then jalapeno and cheese sausage, and then of course the beans again. And all of this was excellent. Okay, so where does the scandal come in? It's right here. Take a look at that picture. All right, that ain't Dickies at all. And I do believe that this, what I'm about to reveal, is absolutely scandalous. There's no excuse for it, and it should anger everyone in Texas, and there should be an answer. Take a look at that barbecue pit. Now, there's 3 flavors currently available at Walmart. Smoked bacon cheddar, which I have reviewed. I liked those. Texas made, Texas proud. Those are good. Another one is Philly cheesesteak, which was really interesting. I do have a video of where I tasted those right here on this channel. That video goes into a little bit of the history of the Philly cheesesteak, which started in South Philadelphia in circa 1920. And then, of course, the ones I'm going to taste right here. Now, going back to this picture, this is the scandal, okay? Going to Walmart, take a look at this. With the Philly cheesesteak, it shows the same barbecue pit. With the bacon cheddar, pork and beef smoked sausage, it shows the same barbecue pit. And with what I'm going to taste here, it shows the same barbecue pit. There's nothing accidental about this. Now, here's the package of the ones that I just grilled. Rancher's Premium Smokehouse brisket burnt ends. And as you can see on the back of my package, it says Dickie's Retail Company, Eastover Circle, Mesquite, Texas. Now, on Walmart, it says distributed by Wycliffe Douglas Provisions at the exact same address in Mesquite, Texas. The ingredients are pork trim, pork picnic, smoked beef brisket, which is beef brisket, spices, has water, salt, apple juice concentrate. That's not uncommon in Texas barbecue. Black pepper, spices, celery powder, liquid smoke. Oh, no, no. No, 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 no. You do not use liquid smoke in Texas barbecue. All right. But that's not the scandal. All right. Moving on past liquid smoke. Oh, my God. Distilled vinegar, light brown sugar, which is cane sugar, molasses, and then Worcestershire sauce. Okay. So this contains fish. Worcestershire sauce contains anchovies, which, yes, they are a fish. And anyone who has eaten barbecue that has Worcestershire sauce in it, which is extremely common, especially down south, you have eaten fish in your barbecue sauce. Live with it. Okay. It also has water, high fructose corn syrup. Oh, that sucks. Vinegar, salt, Worcestershire sauce seasoning, which is dextrose, sugar, caramel color, and then it contains protein. It has chili powder, doesn't say what kind, xanthan gum, citric acid, onion powder, soybean oil, silicon dioxide, caramel color, glycol, sodium benzoate, guar gum, potassium sorbate, oleoresin, capsicum, propylene, glycol, natural extractives of chili peppers, and water. Am I scared? No. And I'm going to rate these fairly, and I'm about to reveal a scandal that should anger everyone in Texas who loves barbecue. It's absolutely ridiculous. All right, so here's what one of these looks like. I gas grilled these on high heat to get a nice char. And here we go. Burnt ends from Dickies in Mesquite, Texas, in California. Okay, the volume is up for the smoke. Smoke is cranked high. I almost wish I hadn't read about artificial smoke flavoring because now I'm thinking I can taste the artificial smoke. With a burnt end, it has a very faint hint of a real brisket burnt end. Just kind of a notion. The casing has a nice crunch. Okay, I will rate these. As far as the name of burnt ends, I would give it a 4 of 10 because it's not a brisket burnt end, obviously. As far as overall flavor, I would give them maybe a 6 because I do like these. But let's get to the scandal. And, you know, this right here, it's almost sad. You see this barbecue pit? Where is that? They're using it on Walmart for advertising. Dickies is not Salt Lick BBQ, a Texas legend since 1967. These are two different companies, and they are competitors. I've eaten at Salt Lick BBQ with friends and family from Texas to Japan. Salt Lick is one of our most cherished barbecue experiences in the state of Texas. It attracts thousands of people per day. And this is the barbecue pit at Salt Lick. If you go to saltlick.com, saltlickbbq.com, the roots of the Salt Lick run back to Mississippi in the mid-1800s. And there's something that I want to zoom in on here. You know, it talks about how it originated in Mississippi, but let's zoom in and take a look at this. On the trip by wagon train to Driftwood, Texas, Betty barbecued meat by searing it and then slow cooking it over coals, the same method that the family uses today. When Betty arrived in Central Texas, she proved to be a woman of her word. She populated her new hometown of Driftwood with 9 Howard children. Roxana, one of Betty's daughters, raised Scott's father, Thurman, in Driftwood. Now, Driftwood is just outside of Austin and Dripping Springs. But Uncle Sam recruited him for service in the Navy. The Texas boy wound up stationed in Kauai. There he met his wife, Hisako, who was born on Kauai of Japanese descent. And then down below it says, one day he and Hisako took out a yellow legal notepad and wrote down 54 things that the family could do and stay in Driftwood. All right. Salt Lick BBQ. It is one of the most famous barbecue experiences in the state of Texas. It's outside of Austin in the hill country, closest to Dripping Springs. And let's take a look at the Wikipedia page for this. As you can see, right here on Wikipedia is the exact same barbecue pit being used by Dickies in their Walmart advertising. That's low. That is absolutely low right there. My God. Is it scandalous? Yes, I can give you the GPS location of that barbecue pit. I have pictures of myself standing in front of it, pictures of my family standing in front of it. It's something very dear to heart to us. Going back to Wikipedia, the Salt Lick, and as you will see, it's the same picture. The Salt Lick was opened in Driftwood in 1967 by Thurman Roberts Sr. and his wife, Hisako T. Roberts. It quickly grew in popularity and went from being open just a few times a year to 7 days a week. Roberts and Hisako built the Salt Lick restaurant on the ranch where he was born, using locally quarried limestone. Hisako's Hawaiian heritage inspired the sweet barbecue sauce used in the restaurant. Thurman died in 1981, leaving Hisako in charge of the Salt Lick until 1985, when she passed control of the restaurant to its current owners, Scott Roberts, the son of Thurman and Hisako, and Scott's wife, Susan. Now, this right here, for their competitor to be using this legendary historic barbecue pit on Walmart to market a competing product is just, it's staggeringly low. It's hitting below the belt. It's a gut punch. It's intolerable. It is scandalous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And now everyone knows. If you go to the saltlickbbq.com website, there's a full HD video of this very same barbecue pit that husband and wife built in 1967 with limestone from the property on which it stands today. This was shot with a Panasonic GH2 camera. There is a link to that video below in the description. Does Salt Lick know about this? Well, they didn't, but I told them. And here's the email. I said, Dear Salt Lick, longtime eater in Driftwood, has Salt Lick authorized Dickies to use a photo of your barbecue pit built by Thurman Roberts and his wife, Hisako T. Roberts, in 1967? Grego. Salt Lick General Mailbox answered back, Hi, Grego. No, we have not, and thank you for bringing it to our attention. So this is a Texas barbecue scandal that exists right now, and I would like to know who is responsible. Certainly someone at Dickies must have realized before they misrepresented and used an historic barbecue pit built by a family, which is still in use every day to this day in Driftwood, Texas. They're preying on they're using the goodwill of something that was established that is not Dickies, and that's not right. If anyone from Dickies has any explanation, and I think I know what it's probably going to be. It's probably going to be pointing fingers at Walmart, saying, oh, Walmart did it, not us. No, I don't think so. Dickies, email me at officialtimescales@gmail.com because I think that you need to explain this. This is absolutely ridiculous, it's scandalous, and it's intolerable. So there is the Friday night Texas barbecue scandal as promised. Are these good? The flavor is okay, but tell you what, as being half Texan with Japanese wife and loving Salt Lick barbecue as much as our family does, this actually angers me. It's ridiculous, and it should have never happened. Somebody should have known better. It's not funny. You know, these aren't even all that good. All right. Until next time, enjoy your food. Hopefully you don't find any scandal in the process. And peace out from San Francisco